Hi everyone, welcome back. In previous lecture, I have demonstrated th colon each Thymeleaf attribute. In this lecture, we will take a look into th colon each attribute status variable. Well, Thymeleaf also enables a useful mechanism to keep track of the iteration process via status variable. For example, we need to specify status variable like this. Alright, so just we need to put a comma, after that a status variable name, and status variable provides a different properties like count property to get a current count of the iteration process. If you can notice here, status variable provides a couple of properties like index, count, size, even or odd, post and last. So let me go ahead and let me demonstrate the usage of all these status variable properties. So let me go to IntelliJ IDEA and let me go to users.html file over here, and here let me define the status variable. Well, in order to use status variable, here is the syntax. After this user local variable, just put the comma and then give the status variable name. For example, user stat. You can give any name that you want, but here I am giving user stat. Next, let's go and let's use this status variable properties. Well, here for example, let's say I want to add one more column to print the serial number. For example, let's say th and then serial number. So in order to get the serial number, we can use status variable count property. For example, here add one more td element and then let's use th colon text Thymeleaf attribute, and then let's use a variable expression, and within a variable expression just pass the status variable and just call its property, that is count property. So this will display a current count of the iteration process. Now let's go ahead and let's run the Spring Boot application and let's see how this status variable count property works. So let me start the Spring Boot application. Well, our Spring Boot application is up and running. Let's go to browser. In a browser, just type localhost /8080/users and hit enter, and there we go. You can able to see the serial number column. It has 1, 2, 3. Okay, whenever you want to print the serial number in a table, you can go ahead and use this status variable count property. Okay, so next let me demonstrate the usage of other status variable properties. For example, let me demonstrate index, size, even or odd, first and last. So let me add a appropriate column over here. So let me add one more column and let me call it as index, and let's print a data for this column. So here let's add a td element and then th colon text, and let's use variable expression and then status variable user stat and then index property. Okay, next let me add one more column and let's call it as even. Perfect, and let me print the data for this column. So let me copy this and paste it over here, and let's change the property from index to even, and let me add one more column and let's call it as odd. Perfect, and let me print the data for this column. So let me copy this td element and paste it over here, and let me change the property from even to odd. Next let me add one more column and let's call it as first. Next let me print the data for this first column. So here let me copy this td element and paste it over here, and let me change the status variable property from odd to first. Next let's add one more column and let's call it as last, and here let me copy this td element and let me print the data for this last column. Perfect, now we have used all the properties of status variable like count, index, even or odd, post and last. Now let's go and let's run the Spring Boot application and let's see the usage of these status variable properties. So let me stop the existing server and let me start the Spring Boot application. And next let's go to browser and just refresh here, and there we go. Serial number 1, 2, 3, index. Well, index property returns the current iteration index starting with 0, hence 0, 1, 2, 3. And this 1 is not a even, hence false. 2 is a even, hence it is true. 3 is not even, hence it is false. Next 1 is odd, hence it is true. 2 is not odd, hence it is false. And 3 is odd, hence it is true. And 1 is true, hence the first is true. Next 2 is not a first, hence it is false, and 3 is not a first, hence it is false. And last 3 is a last, hence it is true. and name, email, role, gender. It means that all the properties of status variables are working as expected. I hope you understood how to use th:(each Thymeleaf attribute to iterate over list type elements in Thymeleaf templates, and also I hope you understood how to use th:(each Thymeleaf attribute status variable properties as well. Alright, great. I will see you in the next lecture.